one of the inspirations for making the film was how we've observed that we speak about people that are marginalized and usually underrepresented.
ये फिल्म डिजर्व करती है ऑस्कर में जाना, और कई बार ऐसा होता है कि फिल्म के ऑस्कर में अनाउंस होने के बाद लोग इतने खुश नहीं होते, बट इस बार ऐसा नहीं हुआ.
You know, we've gone too far to label people into certain categories or say that I hate you or us versus them. We're doing all of that. I think we need to step back.
अभी भी कुछ ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जो मुझे लगता है कि मैं ये बोलूँगा तो आई थिंक इसके रिजल्ट सही नहीं होंगे, इसके साइड इफेक्ट सही नहीं होंगे.
At least I don't think that I've carried any kind of shame in who I am.
That's amazing.
The one thing I don't like to talk about is your hustle or your journey.
Is that real? Once you make a great first film, they call it the filmmaker's curse,
Yeah.
where they say that you take a long time to find your next film. So tell us why it took that long.
But, you know,
Homebound is India's selection for the Oscars this year. It's also in cinemas next week. But here's my urgent plea to you. Even if it wasn't all of this, you should go and watch it in the theatres. I'm sitting today with the makers and the cast of Homebound. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for giving me your time today.
thank you
Thank
for having
you.
us, Rohini.
And Neeraj, I'm going to take this to you first. Do you really enjoy making us cry?
I think it's catharsis more
Yes,
than cry,
yes,
you know. I think
yes.
it's, like you said, the collective catharsis that we are all seeking. I feel that through the medium of a film and a story that is part fiction, you get to visualize and you make so many of Shoaibs and Chandans that
Yeah.
are living out there.
Yeah.
And they're seen and heard and felt.
Yeah.
I mean, for that, I would say that it's not a torture that I'm inflicting on people. Maybe just, I think it's, I'm also seeking that kind of catharsis
Yes,
that you're
yes,
talking about, I guess.
Yes. Congratulations.
He means yes.
He means yes. Thank you. Congratulations. I do want to ask each of you. Last evening, the news broke, right? That, oh my God, this is India's official selection. Firstly, good choice, India. Loved it. Yes. Also, I wanted to ask you, what does it make you feel? Is it an important nod because the film has had such a beautiful journey outside of our country?
Yeah.
And when it gets this selection or it is selected to represent us, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot to me, and more so because what the film is trying to say with its medium of that, you know, this is the fundamental belief that I have, that I've been trying to put forth in the film, is that there are people in your life that you're going to find who may not look like you, who may not talk like you. They may, you know, their opinions may be different, their worldviews are different, and value systems are different, even their ideologies are also different. You can disagree with them, but maybe you know, we've gone too far to label people into certain categories or say that I hate you or us versus them. We're doing all of that. I think we need to step back. And the way the world is going right now, I think it's crucial. We are at the crucial juncture of trying to identify and realize the importance of empathy that we are losing as we go along. I think this film is about empathy. It's not about any community specifically. As of course, there are two communities that we are talking about, but we are with the conduit of friendship. We're talking about a larger thing about how you know, the warmth that we could share with each other, even if you don't agree with. Like, you know, I'm genuinely saying that I am here. I also want to empathize with my adversary. I want the person who disagrees with me, I want the person who's not in the same ideology as me to sit across of me and talk to me and have a conversation instead of throwing aspersions or, you know, having a squabble. I would want that gentle conversation and a genuine inquiry into each other, and maybe recalibrate ourselves a little bit. That
Thank
has
you.
been,
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Excited much?
Very proud.
Very proud.
Very proud. This is the film. I was proud of it before all of this. Just the fact that it was being made, and you know, Neeraj bhai has been saying this. I think he's been saying that one of the inspirations for making the film was how we've observed that we speak about characters that are marginalized. People, I say characters because they're close to us, but people that are marginalized and usually underrepresented in society and cinema even. We talk about them in statistics and in a way that takes away your guilt of apathy almost,
Sure.
it's and that dehumanizes them in a way. And so his endeavor was to zoom in on these two characters and see how they live their lives and thereby connect you with them. But I think I'm just so proud that he chose to take accountability and he chose to take responsibility. And I think this is what we have as artists. People contribute to society in their own way, shape, and form from their own positions in life. But I think what we have as artists is a great gift of being able to not manipulate but influence change. And I'm very proud that this is the film
True.
that we have chosen to represent India, because I think we're living in a world that is becoming more and more dehumanizing, and this is a film that is very, very humane. So I'm very proud of that.
Thank you for sharing, Vishal. So
जी।
happy for you.
थैंक यू, बहुत ही ज़्यादा ब्लेस्ड फील कर रहा हूँ, बहुत ज़्यादा खुश हूँ, बहुत थैंकफुल हूँ भगवान को कि उन्होंने हमारी फिल्म को यहाँ पे लेके जाने का प्लान किया एंड आई एम सो ग्रेटफुल। मुझे इससे ज़्यादा आई डोंट नो, मैं हमेशा बस ये ग्रेटफुल थैंकफुल में रह जाता हूँ, बट आई थिंक वही एक्चुअली मेरी जेन्युइन फीलिंग है। तो आई डोंट नो कि उसको और ज़्यादा वर्ड्स में या और क्रिएटिव तरीके से अच्छे से बताने की कोशिश करूँ, बट आई ऑलवेज ऐसे कुछ चीज़ें होती है, आई फील वेरी ब्लेस्ड। मुझे ऐसा लगता है वो हमें चूज़ करते हैं, आप अच्छा काम करो, और हम बस यहाँ पे बैठ के एक माध्यम बनते हैं ये चीज़ लेके जाने की। और कितनी सुंदर बात है कि ऐसे अच्छे सब्जेक्ट को भी चूज़ किया गया, और हर एक लोग ये बात कर रहे हैं कि सो ग्लैड ये फिल्म डिज़र्व करती है ऑस्कर में जाना। और कई बार ऐसा होता है कि फिल्म के ऑस्कर में अनाउंस होने के बाद लोग इतने खुश नहीं होते, ये बात भी बहुत होती है, बट इस बार ऐसा नहीं हुआ।
बिल्कुल।
और ये हमें एज एन आर्टिस्ट एक वैलिडेशन भी मिलता है, और हम और अच्छा काम करें वो एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी और एक पुश भी मिलता है।
बिल्कुल।
तो आई एम वेरी हैप्पी दैट आई एम पार्ट ऑफ दिस फिल्म, और हम आई थिंक इस फिल्म को आगे लेके जाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
मेरी तकलीफ ये है कि नीरज को 10 साल लगे अपनी अगली पिक्चर बनाने में, और ये मेरा इनसे बहुत कोफ था।
आप अकेले तकलीफ
नहीं
नहीं
थी ना।
उठा रही हैं, हम सबको इस बात की बहुत तकलीफ। हम तो बहुत खुशकिस्मत है, हम फिल्म में थे, लेकिन सर प्लीज
ये मतलब
10
I want
साल
to
और
ask you
इंतजार मत
because
करो।
हमारे
एक,
डेब्यू का वेट कर रहे थे।
आपके यस, ये इस बात पर भी आएंगे। I want to ask you, is that real? Once you make a great first film, they call it the filmmaker's curse,
Yeah.
where they say that you take a long time to find your next film. So tell us why it took that long.
But it is true, and it has happened to a lot of filmmakers, and one of them is very close to me, is Vikram. He's told me, he's warned me in Cannes that it's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
For Masan, he told me this,
Yes.
and he said it's going to happen to you. He's like, I said, Vic, I've seen you go through with it, since I know it won't happen to me. Like, we'll see. And then I surpassed his 7-year mark, and I have come 10 years.
10 years.
But I find solace with Kiran Rao because she took more. So I felt, okay, I'm in the middle of both, so I'm good. But anyway, jokes apart, I think it's not the hunger to make another great or whatever critically acclaimed thing. The battle is with yourself, because you want to do something that means something to you, that makes you get out of bed and scream and want to like make it now, and also align to a conscience of a greater thing, not cinema, but like something that affects a large amount of people. If you could,
Yeah.
we're talking about how we're trying to represent our country in the Oscar, because we also need to represent our own people in cinema.
Yeah.
And that is also what I'm looking for. So the 10-year thing has been that, because I've been dabbling with a lot of subjects, and some didn't take off because of other things, but I was trying to find something that can be a potent narrative where your politics is not superseding your narrative. And this was that vessel which the friendship can never be, that thing. And I would never want to make a film where the politics is greater than the narrative, because then I will also be a propagandist,
Yeah.
which I'm not. You know, I want to be saying, like Satyajit Ray, you know, his films are always, that narrative is always so
It's
on the top of
front
every
and center.
themes.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for that. I do have to ask the two of you. We live in such crazy times, okay, where I saw a video yesterday where there was a new phone that launched, and a phone that costs, you know, over ₹1 lakh, and there was a fight that broke out outside, you know, that store. और मेरे मन में सिर्फ एक बात आई कि यार तुम्हारे पास फोन खरीदने के लिए ₹1 लाख हैं, लेकिन तमीज नहीं है। क्योंकि फोन तो आप खरीद लोगे, लेकिन तमीज कौन खरीदेगा? These are the things that make us think. And I was wondering, with the two of you, there must have been so much that made you think, you know. Did you ever, during the making of this film, have a moment where you sat down and where you probably said to yourself, I have to live my life differently, you know? Because his films do that for the audience. I wonder if it does that for the people in the film.
मुझे ये ज़रूर समझने मिला कि हर बार सिर्फ एक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से चलने से बहुत ही शैलो माइंडसेट पे रहते हैं आप। इट इज़ टफ कि आप दूसरे का पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू समझने की कोशिश करें, डिफ़िकल्ट होता है। दूसरे की आइडियोलॉजी, उनके बिलीफ सिस्टम समझना मुश्किल है, और साथ ही साथ आपकी अपब्रिंगिंग जैसे होती है, आपके आसपास जो माहौल होता है, आपके एक्सपीरियंस होते हैं, उससे आपका एक माइंडसेट बन जाता है।
बिल्कुल।
बट ये फिल्म करने के बाद मुझे पता चला कि सिर्फ एक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू पे दुनिया नहीं चलती, कोई सिर्फ राइट एंड रॉन्ग नहीं होता, इसके बीच में ग्रे एरिया होता है। तो मुझे ऐसा लगा कि जब आप कंफर्टेबली शांति से इस बात को समझने की कोशिश करो, इस जिस टोन में मैं बोल रहा हूँ वैसे ठहराव के साथ, तो आपका ही ज़िंदगी एक्चुअली आसान करता है ये चीज़। और ये भले दूसरों के लिए नहीं, खुद के लिए भी अगर आप लालच के साथ भी देखो ना कि आपकी लाइफ आसान हो जाएगी, तो भी आई थिंक ये वर्क करता है। तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मुझे एक तरीका मिला है कुछ हद तक जीने का। वो वर्ड्स में नहीं बता सकता, वो एक तरीका होता है कि आपको पता है कि आपकी लाइफ का नज़रिया थोड़ा सा बदला है, आपका एटीट्यूड बदला है, हर एक चीज़ों को देखने का विजन बदला है। और यही चीज़ के मैं बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ कि वो जो नज़रिया है, वो मुझे ऐसा लगा मैं अपनी ज़िंदगी ऐसे जीऊँगा और कोशिश करूँगा कि ये ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा या लाइफ लॉन्ग मेरे पास रहे, और कोई भी दूसरा डिस्ट्रैक्शन या कोई दूसरे थॉट मेरे अंदर एंटर ना करे, क्योंकि उसके भी कभी भी चांसेस रहते हैं।
बिल्कुल, थैंक यू सो मच।
जी
बिल्कुल, इज राइट। एंड आई थिंक कि किसी और के नज़रिए को एक्सेप्ट करना बहुत मुश्किल काम है, लेकिन कभी कभी इसी बात में बहुत आगे बढ़ जाता है समाज, अगर आप अपने से किसी अलग नज़रिए को सुन लें, वही बहुत बड़ी बात है। आई थिंक एंड आई थिंक that's where we need to bridge the gap where we stop listening to one another. And मैंने हमेशा ये समझा था कि I function from a core of empathy, क्योंकि मैं एक आर्टिस्ट हूँ, एक एक्टर हूँ, हमारा काम ही है। लेकिन इस एक्सपीरियंस ने और इस जर्नी ने मुझे उस दिशा में अपने आप को और पुश करने के लिए प्रेरित किया है। एंड आई थिंक इट्स जस्ट बिकॉज of the keenness with which he observes
the human condition.
The human condition.
Yeah,
and I think it's a very rare thing. And it's the smallest thing, like the microaggressions that you see in society, the, you know, coded discrimination, the normalizing of jokes that dehumanize somebody. Those things we often overlook. And I think just to be able to acknowledge them is a step ahead. Maybe taking a step back and saying maybe we're going too far in, you know, and dehumanizing somebody without even realizing it. And I think that's a conversation worth having.
This was a question of privilege, of course. The opposite is the question of, you know, being ashamed. And I feel that was really something that really, I had to really sit down and think about it. That there are so many things that we do because we're ashamed. And I was wondering that, you know, in the point, I mean, I don't want to give spoilers, but both characters have to constantly hide their identities, you know, through the films. So I just wanted to ask you that, how does that make one feel really? Because hiding who we are And have you ever had to hide who you were? Did you ever have to be someone else? Sometimes they say you have to project, you have to say कि अरे you manifest it, आप बन जाओगे, आप अभी तक एक्टर
Fake it
नहीं
till
हो
you
लेकिन
make it,
fake it till
yes,
you make it, you know, लेकिन वो fake it till you make it सबसे नहीं हो पाता है. So क्या आपके पास कोई ऐसा you know personal experience है जहाँ पर आपको भी लगा था कि आप जो हो आपको शायद छुपाना पड़े?
हाँ, ऐसा लगता है, अभी भी लगता है, और कई बार हम लोग अनजाने में ये करते हैं. उसे
क्या
जानना भी एक बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है कि हम कुछ ऐसा कर रहे हैं जो हम लोग नहीं है,
बिल्कुल.
दुनिया को दिखाने के लिए और उस जगह पे सबके साथ इक्वली खड़े रहने के लिए हम लोग करते हैं. और कभी कभार ये मिस्टेक्स भी होती है, कभी कभी जानबूझ कर भी हम लोग करते हैं. तो आई थिंक शोएब और चंदन जिस बात से गुजरते हैं अलग मायनों में, मैं तो इस बात से बहुत रिलेट करता हूँ और मैं भी इस चीज़ों से गुजरा हूँ. अभी भी कुछ ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जो मुझे लगता है कि मैं ये बोलूँगा तो आई थिंक इसके रिजल्ट सही नहीं होंगे, इसके साइड इफेक्ट सही नहीं होंगे, तो वी बेटर नॉट से इट. एंड इट इज़ नॉट नेसेसरी कि आप बताओ, बट एटलीस्ट आप उस चीज़ के साथ कंफर्टेबल नहीं हो तो इशू है. आपको उसके साथ कंफर्टेबल तो एटलीस्ट होना चाहिए ताकि आप खुद तो सुकून से रह सके. हर बार ये पॉसिबल नहीं होता क्योंकि आप समाज में रहते हो, बट अगर आप उससे बाहर निकल पाए तो आपके
लिबरेटिंग होता है.
हाँ,
बिल्कुल,
वो
बिल्कुल.
उस टफ जर्नी से अगर निकल पाए तो आपके लाइफ के लिए वो विक्ट्री हो जाती
क्या बात है.
जी.
थैंक यू.
So I never carried, at least I don't think that I've carried any kind of shame in who I am.
That's amazing.
And neither have I tried to hide where I come from, what my values are, my privileges. The one thing I don't like to talk about is your hustle or your journey, because I don't think that is something that I need to prove to people. I think it's something I need to understand myself and what it means in a larger way. But I also see the privilege in that, in not
Yeah.
having to hide that.
Yes.
And I don't see that as a way of looking down upon, you know, somebody who can't, because there is so much that brings you to a point in life,
Sure.
and
है.
it's so complex. And so it's not about a patronizing gaze. It's about understanding, you know, what it might be that has brought a person to that
do
position
this.
and that point.
Wow.
And even if
Yeah.
there are things in my life that I would feel, you know, could be worthy of hiding, it's something that's very important to me not to. And that's why maybe I connected to this film so much, because I think it's a very empowering film.
Absolutely.
And I think that is the ultimate journey, and the theme of the film is accepting your identity, accepting who you are.
Exactly.
So I'm very proud to be a champion for this film.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Neeraj, would you like to add to that, or would you like me to ask my final question?
I mean, you know the answer for it.
Yeah, of course.
You've seen my journey,
Of
so you know
course.
it. So yeah, I've been masquerading as a Savarna for 35 years, even during Masan. And not many people knew, and it was very difficult to carry the burden. You know, what happens with that is that because you want to fit in, you want to be, you think that certain people will accept you or take you in their coterie if you are a certain way. You try to be that, but in the process of being that, you're always watching over your back, and you create an imposter inside of you who's trying to be always something that you're not. One, there is that fear of being spotted and to be picked up on, and the fear of abandonment that comes with it. That once they know, they will all, you know, in Masan, people like the entire, so many Banarsis were so obsessed with the film. They were, I mean, literally in love with me, I feel. Because they would open their homes, they would not ask me to take field, and they would say, nahi, nahi, aap kaise paise पूछ सकते हैं, आपका ही घर है. And they would, you know, there was so much genuine love. And I was feeling that I was constantly afraid that if they know about me, what will happen. Because at that time, even Varun didn't know.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so it really is a way, and like you rightly also said a while back that, you know, it's not like fake it till you make it, you manifest it. You cannot, you know, it's you know the consequences of it, but your biochemistry doesn't agree with you. You know, your behavior, your patterns, everything changes. It defines who you are.
Yeah.
This fractured identity.
So true. And this film is an ode, and honestly, this film is an ode to everybody who has been, you know, who's had to hide. And for whatever reason. Like, I know that everybody does it in some way or the other.
Yeah.
I do want to end by saying that yesterday, I think it was yesterday when you shared a story saying the Gulzar lyrics were with you when you were making this film, and it's so beautiful and it so ties in. So I do want to ask you what in that song, was something that resonated so deeply with you, because it's there and I was just like, oh my God, of course. Yeah.
First of all, Gulzar.
First of all,
yeah,
yes.
that's the bottom line of it, because I think he stirs something in you, and even the film Namkeen, it is about this truck driver who's touring around and he's trying to find his own.
Yeah.
The idea of Raha Pe Rehte Hain, I know I'm blanking out right now, but like every single word of that thing has so much meaning linked to the film. And
yeah.
I've told them that that's the theme song of the film. So,
Oh my God.
and Shoaib got obsessed with it.
Oh.
Okay, and I made him stop, don't listen to it. Because the more, I want you to, so I wanted him to listen to it, the final when we shot the climax.
Yeah.
And at one point, because he did so many takes of that scene, at one point I said, I put my speakers over there and I played it. It's there in the thing, but you have to remove it.
Oh my God.
Because I don't know, I mean, I think I have a spiritual connection with that song. Honestly.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, so yesterday when I saw it, there was this moment where I said, of course,
Yeah.
But thank you so much, gentlemen, for giving me your time, because you truly made a film that's not going to leave me for 10 years. But that doesn't mean that you take that long to make your next. And I'm truly privileged to have this conversation with three of you. Thank you.
See you in the 11th year.
And thank you for
Yes.
your
11th year celebration.
Yes. I have many questions about this film, but then I will ask you later, because we can't reveal anything. So.
But I want to say one thing about you, Rohini. The way you speak and the empathy that you show, it's very rare. And that's why we feel like talking to you. Thank you.
That means the world. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi, this is Ishan.
नमस्ते, मैं हूँ विशाल जेठवा.
आदाब, नमस्कार, मैं हूँ ईशान. Hi, this is Vishal.
Hi, this is Vishal.
And you're watching us on Just Too Filmy with Rotox. Please watch our film on the 26th of September in
Homebound.
cinemas. Homebound.
Yes.